Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Garrett's vlogs, and we're still dealing with what I would describe as a little bit of strength loss due to him getting pretty sick a couple weeks ago. Right, he's recovering now finally, but still strength wasn't bad. We ended up with squats. I believe we ended up getting 5 reps with 305. Not his best performance, but again, coming back from being pretty sick. People always keep asking, what's with the gloves, what's with this stuff? It's very, very cold where he is. He's training in a garage. It's still pretty much freezing when he's training a lot of times. So that's what's up with that, right? He is just due to where he lives, very, very cold. So again, strength is coming along okay, but what we're going to notice, there's a little bit more of a push towards posterior chain work here, right? A little more push towards posterior chain work. I'm having him add in good mornings, right? We have started adding good mornings in. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that, again, things like his low back, glutes, hamstrings, all of that need more work at this point. I feel like we've done pretty well with quads and adductors, and those seem to be growing just fine from squats. Our squat form is good. He again, can keep his knees out well. We get deep. So we don't necessarily need the goblet squats in this slot. I really want to make the push more towards, again, good mornings. We want to really build that posterior chain up in his low back, because this is the stuff that's now starting to limit him, right? Even things like the hamstrings are starting to limit deadlifts a little bit. So really for Garrett right now, where we need to be working on is posterior chain. We need to be working on chest. Occasionally you guys will see him shirtless and stuff and realize his chest is definitely his weakest body part, which is why we struggle with bench. But again, you got good back development. We've seen his upper back get quite a bit bigger. I think he sent me some comparison pictures a while back. We've seen great improvements there. But now keeping in mind, though, due to levers and everything, he's a very tall guy. And there's a lot of room still to fill his frame out. Because I believe he's around 6'4". I would still like to see him put another 20 pounds on. Because he's shocked how much weight he's gained and he's still lean. He's still at a healthy athletic body fat. And I'm like, yeah, he could gain 20 pounds over the next year. And he still would be at a healthy athletic body fat. So what do our squat days look like? We ramp up to a heavy set of squat. We do 5x10 back off squats. We do 5x10 good mornings. We do pull-ups, and we do hanging leg raises, right? Bench day, a little more, obviously, chest focus. We pause bench. Now, he did manage to get his 3 reps on 3+ week, but, he felt like that's really, really all he had this week. However, I'm happy with it again. Him having been sick, we're all pausing now. Everything is paused. I do want him to work on keeping that butt planted, but everything is paused. And that's what I want, because we got onto him about that before. That's not giving us a realistic metric for your strength increase. If we start touching going reps, we don't know if we're getting stronger. Plus, we're going to build more power and speed off the chest by doing the pause work. Right, this is going to make us stronger. It's going to build bigger chest, but the chest has to be a priority for him. And so what we're doing now at the moment, we're doing pause bench, and then we're doing paused incline work. We've been running dumbbells for a while, but I haven't been super happy about that. He's got strong front delts. We can use that to go ahead and get further chest size. Plus, again, incline is really, really good for increasing power right off the chest. Right, if you're slow off the chest, incline work is a great tool for fixing that. Because he tends to stick close to off the chest or in the middle. His lockouts tend to be strong. So we do flat bench, we do incline work, then we do dumbbell extensions right now. Again, keeping those triceps growing. And it's not like his triceps are weak relative to his chest and stuff. His chest is a lot weaker. But I'd like to have most of my lifters do some tricep work no matter what, unless they just have monstrously big triceps from benching. And people say, does that happen? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you bet it does. I showed you guys one of my guys doing curls a while back. one of my guys doing curls a while back, if you recall, on the Facebook page. And we don't do direct tricep work, and he's got big, monstrous triceps. We just do high rep band press downs for him. Of course, Garrett got a little distracted there by someone walking by. I scolded him for that. He's like, "Sorry, coach." And one thing I do want him to work on is picking a head position. Look, either start with your neck neutral and stay there, or if you want your head up, then put your head up. But I don't think him putting his head up is honestly ideal, but his form has improved. His form on the deadlifts has improved dramatically. We did a Skype this last weekend. We sat down, had him go over, and we worked on that technique a little bit of working on his hip position and stuff. Now, as we get to the last rep, though, you notice the background, it gets a little more pronounced. And a lot of that has to do with hamstrings. And this is another reason we need the good mornings. Right? We need the extra hamstring work. His hamstrings are causing that as compensatory strength, especially for a taller guy. And what else are we looking at? Getting his low back stronger, because if he's going to have some backgrounding with his levers, which is a high probability of happening due to his leg lengths, I want his low back to be strong enough to handle it safely. So deadlift days, we just deadlift and do hanging leg raises right now. I might get to a point where I add more good mornings in here. All right, we might get to that point. But right now, it's just deadlifts, hanging leg raises. I have him doing a lot of 5s on some of this stuff right now, just to get some heavier loads. We may go back to 10s eventually. But I like putting him in a heavier phase. So let's come back and you guys can watch the heavier set again. I'm going to let it play through a time or two while we finish discussing all this. But one of the things we worked on is that arm bend. Right? He was squatting the weight up. He was squatting the weight up again, and then he jerks and bends the arms. And again, now that he's able to pull well past 400 now, right? Because even then, was like 390 for, I think, 4 reps. And this is not his best. He's like, I'm a little weaker using this technique. But it's because he's not jerking the weight off the floor. We start getting to those sort of strength levels, that arm bend, we're risking tearing a bicep. What happens when he gets up to 500? Because he's not that far out from being able to do 500. Not far out from that. So, we have to look at that from that perspective of that bending the elbow and then squatting the weight up with a jerk. Again, he's going to tear a bicep, and it's not worth it. People always say, well, is mixed grip worth it? Of course it's fine. Mixed grip is fine, guys. It's misusing it, right? It's bad technique and overuse that causes most guys to get hurt there. Not that the mixed grip is inherently more dangerous, because it isn't inherently dangerous if you respect it. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.